Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Rosado coming from my house to hopefully teach you a little bit of vocab. Miss Miller and I miss you so much, and if you're watching this video, that means you're doing work at home, which is awesome. We don't want you guys to lose all the stuff we've learned this year, so please make sure you're logging onto Google Classroom and doing the activities that we have for you. Today I'm going to go over the Lesson 22 vocabulary words. This will go with our story, I Can Do That, which is about a really awesome woman in history. I'm going to share my screen with you to show the vocab cards, and we'll go through it kind of like we do when we are together at school. Okay. So here are vocabulary words. The first word is politics. And I'm going to read that in the sentence. Politics is the work of government. Running for office and voting are a part of politics. So a lot of times you'll hear grown-ups or people on the news talking about politics. When people are talking about politics, they're talking about anything that has to do with the government. This could have to do with mayors, governors, or the president. So whenever you hear people talking about those government leaders or different rules that are being decided on the news, that is called politics. So think about if you've ever heard anyone talk about politics or if you yourself have talked about politics. The second word is intelligent. Smart people make intelligent decisions when they vote. So intelligent is a synonym for the word smart. If you are making an intelligent decision, you're making a smart decision. It's really important when you grow up and become 18 years old that you go out and vote. You vote to decide who's going to be the next president, or maybe the next mayor of Allentown, or the next governor of Pennsylvania. And when you vote, you don't want to just pick any person. You want to make sure that you study that person, get to know a lot about them, and make a really intelligent decision before you make that vote. So intelligent means a smart, well thought out decision. The third word is disorderly. So I know we talk about looking at words and breaking them apart. In the word disorderly, I see the word order. Okay, and when we talk about putting things in order or lining up in alphabetical order or putting something in numerical order, we're talking about an order that follows a pattern or some sort of system. But in the word disorderly, we see the prefix dis, which means not. So this word means not orderly. If something is disorderly, it doesn't have any set of rules or pattern, and it kind of looks very disorganized or like a mess. The sentence for disorderly on the card says, without a set of rules or laws, society might be disorderly or disorganized. So think about our classroom. If our classroom didn't have any rules or expectations, it would be very disorderly. People would be calling out all day, getting out of their seats, and I don't think much teaching would be able to occur. So that word is disorderly. Our fourth word is approve. People who run for office hope voters will like and approve of them. So if you guys are on social media, Facebook, YouTube, even on Netflix and different places where you can watch shows, you can say if you approve what you're watching. And most of us do that by putting a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So if you like what you're watching and you approve of it, you would give it a thumbs up. On Netflix, it might be stars. If you approve of the show you're watching and you want other people to watch it too, you might give it 5 stars. If you disapprove, you might only give it 1 star. Our fifth word is the word polls. Now you might have heard the word polls before. This is a multi-meaning word, but I want you to listen to it in the sentence because it doesn't have the same meaning that some of you might be thinking of. Polls. Voters go to the polls or election locations to place their votes on election day. This photograph that they show with the word polls is a really good example of what polls are. On election day, when adults, grown-ups, 18 years and older, go to vote, they have to go to a special location in their city. The place they go to vote is called the polls. And you can see the people in the picture there are lined up because they are in line waiting to put their votes in. So again, voters go to the polls or the election location to place their votes on election days. You can ask your parents if they've ever voted before and ask what poll they go to. I know for me, I go to a church, and inside the church, there is a place where people can put their votes in. Other polls might be at a school or somewhere else in your city. Our sixth word is legislature. That's a big word, so I'm breaking it down. Legislature. A legislator is a group of elected officials who make laws. So I always remember this word because legislator begins with an L, and so does the word laws. So legislators are the people in government who make the laws. Legislator, laws. You can see in that photograph, there's a bunch of people sitting in what looks to be an audience. Those people are actually on Capitol Hill, which is a place where the government works, and they are talking about a law, and they are going to vote if they think that law should become a real law or not. Those people are part of the legislator, laws. Our seventh word is amendment. I think we talked a little bit about this word this year. An amendment is a change to a law that already is existing. So let me read this sentence. Only in 1920 did an amendment to the Constitution allow all U.S. women to vote. When I think of the word amendment, I think of a change. An amendment to a law is a change to a law. So back in the 1920s, women were not allowed to vote in the United States. However, after you read our story, you're going to find out that a lot of women decided this was an unfair law. So what they did was they did protests and different things to try to get that law to change. And eventually they did get the law to change. So an amendment was made to the law that now says the new law is that all women can vote in the United States. So an amendment is a change to the law. Our eighth word is candidates. Candidates, or people trying to get elected to office, sometimes have public debates. So if you look right after the word candidates, it says, or people trying to get elected to office. Candidates are people who are running for a part of office. When I say office, I mean maybe they're running for president of the United States. Maybe they're running for a governor or mayor. A candidate is a person who wants people to vote for them to get into office. Next year, we have a presidential election for the United States, which means that people can vote for different candidates, and whoever gets the most votes will become our next president. So candidates are people who are trying to get voted or elected into office. Our next word is informed. Informed voters have learned about issues in order to decide how they will vote. If you look at the word informed and think about it, it sounds like a word we use a lot. The word information. So if you are an informed voter, you are a voter who has a lot of information, meaning you already know a lot about this topic and you have studied it and are ready to make a vote. So an informed voter is a voter who's going to those polls ready to vote for someone that they know a lot about and they agree with. Informed. Our last word is denied. People should not be denied or refused meetings with their elected officials. So you can see right in the word there, after denied, inside the commas, is a synonym for denied. Denied means refused. If you are denied something, you are refused or not permitted to do what it is you want to do. So for example, let's think of an example. People can be denied to go into certain buildings. If you are not a worker at a building, you might not be allowed to enter that building. So you would be denied. On the computer, you might try to get to a website and it tells you access denied, which means you are refused or not permitted to go to that website. So those are our 10 vocab words for the week for lesson 22. And after watching this video, you can go to Google Classroom and you can answer some questions about the vocabulary words. Have a good day.